I'd visited the Gordon Gorge about 35 years ago when I was still a teenager, and once we started packrafting, I wanted to have a go at this Gordon Gorge. We decided to go in January when the water was really low, but we didn't expect it to be this low. As you can see, we were forever having to carry our rafts rather than actually rafting down the river. The top section was still okay until we managed to make our way to the start of the Gordon Gorge. On my previous 4 trips to Lake Rhona, I've had varying river levels, but this was way below what I'd ever experienced. Going under logs was something that I wouldn't have anticipated. The trip we had planned was to go to the start of the Lake Rhona track and make our way down the Gordon Gorge and go back up the Denison Range back up to Lake Rhona to complete our circuit. Our hopes once we reached the gorge of finding more water were soon dashed where wherever we came down a rapid we would get stuck, and we were just portaging almost every corner of the river. It would prove to be hard work rather than a pleasurable activity, but once we got inside the gorge, the splendour of the gorge was still so impressive. We can only imagine what the gorge would have been like in more water, or even fuller water, which we were in some ways afraid of. It wasn't soon before we managed to find a really nice campsite, but we couldn't help feeling what it really would have looked like without all the burnt foliage of the fires from 2019-20. It was such a tragedy. Nevertheless, we could still imagine what it might have been like. The start of day 2 was a bit like the first. While we're still in the gorge, there's still plenty of obstacles, but there's one particular nice place that we saw which was still in its pristine state without having evidence of all the burned foliage around it, which we really enjoyed. Obstacles were plenty. When we weren't getting stuck with rocks, we had to get over logs, and soon we had to negotiate a big rock sieve. Carting your rafts over rocks and while carrying your raft, which is probably 25 kilos, it was a wonder that we didn't actually injure ourselves or slip down more than we actually did. Our balance was well and truly tested, especially when you get in and out of the boat. It didn't matter where we looked, the evidence of fires was a stark reminder of climate change and so on. What this gorge would have been like without all this. The expected showers hit us mid-morning, and we were nearing the big rock sieve that we had to negotiate. The river continued to be challenging in terms of negotiating past all the rocks. Some rocks proved to be bigger and slippery than others. For me, it was challenging to say the least.
I'm going! Underneath me. Give me a pedal. Yeah, I got it. I could fall in yet the way I'm going. Come on. Yeah, I'm right. You and fly high at a pace like this. Great bit of engineering. Well, we've made it into Lake Gordon.
The first part of our trip ended in Lake Gordon, where we looked up at stepped hills and made our way around towards Bowes Basin to begin our ascent of the Denison Range to complete the loop via Lake Rhona.
Right.